BMF is actually one of my favorite shows right now. Like I'm tuned into it every Sunday. I kid you not. Actually, Saturday night I'm waiting for it to come
You
on
like
TV.
that midnight,
So
yeah.
yes. I would love to know, first and foremost, how did you both get cast in this amazing show? Like, how did it all begin? What was your reaction when you found out that you were cast?
Zane, you want to go?
Well, how you doing? First of all, good morning. Thank you
Good,
for having.
thank you. Good morning.
Thank you for having us. Well, I played the character Saki in the BMF show. My name is Lil Zane, and I got casted. There was a 2 year. There was a casting that was done, like a open casting that was done like 2 years prior to me auditioning. I didn't go to that one because some told me that just wasn't the one for me. I didn't want to get lost in the shuffle. So 2 years later, I thought it was over, but they end up still casting. My agent called me and was like, "Hey, you still acting?" And I was like, "Yeah, sometimes, depending on what's going on." And then he's like, "Well, you might want to jump back in. I got something for you." And when I opened the email up, it was the BMF, and I totally didn't think I was gonna get it. So I went in there like, like you go in there, Myles, when you know you're not gonna get something. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I don't care what happens. And I guess that was good for the character because my character has an attitude. So I guess it worked because I went in there like I didn't care and I ended up booking it. So, that's how I got the audition. And then I think a lot of it with me getting booked had to do with the fact that I worked with Tasha about probably like 3 years prior on a film called When Love Kills. So I only had like one small line in that movie, but she said that I used to be in the corner practicing like it was 10 lines. So she was like, you know, I thought you'd be good for the part. So I think really that's how I got it. Just knowing her years before, and when she seen my audition, I think she just remembered me from then and was kind of like, I got to go with this guy.
Wow.
Listen, I honestly, I auditioned for a whole nother show. I didn't even know that BMF was a thing. Like, I didn't even know the show was being made. I had auditioned for the spinoff of Power, Tommy's show. So Joseph Secure has a show, and it's about to be Tommy's joint. And I auditioned for one of the lead characters in that show, and one of the executives from Starz, she saw my audition, she liked it. I guess it wasn't maybe it wasn't the right tone for that show, but whatever happened, she sent it to Randy and Tasha, and then from there it was just like I got a call a week after I sent in that audition, like, hey, so we got a role for you. It's not for what you auditioned for, but it's for this other show that 50 Cent's doing. It's called BMF, and the name of the character is called Slick, but we don't really have a character description. We don't really know who he is or what he's doing, but we know you're gonna be in this many episodes, and it shoots in Atlanta. And so I was just like, okay. And then when a couple days after that, Tasha Smith called me like, hey, who are you? Listen, woo. She's like, I don't know who you are, but look, I want you to find the humor and find the blue. So and from there it was just love. So it happened. It was definitely God, because I didn't even know that the show was happening. I didn't even know that this thing was being auditioned for. And
Wow.
I guess it was just meant to be.
Wow. So did either of you have any background knowledge of the actual BMF? And like, if not, how did you guys get into character or learn more about, this family and the way they did things? And also, being from, they were from Detroit and things of that sort. Did you guys spend any time in Detroit as well, or no?
I never got out. Zane, were they big in Atlanta, Zane? Were they big in Atlanta?
Yeah, I live in Atlanta, and I've been living in Atlanta since I was like 5 years old. BMF has been big in Atlanta since like they got really huge and known in 2005, but I've been hearing about BMF since like 2000. Yeah. So if you was in Atlanta growing up like I did, we used to be in the clubs. We would see BMF. I knew some of the members growing up. Like I had met them before. Always being in the club with them. Never knew I would be playing in the actual TV show about them years later. But like, I was younger than them, real younger than them. But I used to be in the clubs at a really early age. I was a baby in the club, so I used to have my bottles and look across the club and see them. I have one bottle; they have 200 bottles.
Right.
Hey, but definitely, just growing up in Atlanta, you know BMF. If you was from Atlanta, you seen them out, you heard about them, you seen the billboards. You know, so a couple of my good friends is, you know, part of BMF, affiliated with them somehow. So it was just amazing that, you know, amazing that how it all came together with me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly never really didn't know too much. I mean, I knew that they were big in the hip hop culture. I knew that I heard Meech be named. I know I heard Meech's name dropped in every other hip hop song I heard.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was singing it with Rick Ross telling me I think I'm Big Meech. But I didn't know what I was saying. I didn't know who I thought I was. You feel me? So, you know, it wasn't until I got into the show that it was just like me paying attention to the details, seeing the fine details, seeing what motivated these young men, and seeing where they came from, and seeing how their circumstances kind of led them to do what they had to do for themselves. And I learned substantially more when I was on the show. Luckily for me, my character was actually a fictional character, so I was actually kind of loosely based off many men. So it kind of gave me the creative freedom to do what I wanted. But just seeing the authenticity of the sets and the clothes and all the style and cars and everything, it completely makes the whole world immersive, and you know, it makes it easy for, you know, me and Zane to go out there and just like pull up and just do our thing, you know, and feel comfortable in what we're doing, because we just know that everything else has been done around us.
Yes. And then once again, you both, you know, did so phenomenal in your roles. Like, I kid you not, like so phenomenal. So
Thank you.
yes. So let's talk about set life. You know, I feel like every actor has like their must-haves on set. So for you both, what are some of your must-haves? And also, did you both, you know, work on set together a lot, or was it like shot in different scenes or different times?
Well, I know a must-have for set, a water and a phone charger. Look, man, you're gonna be on set for maybe 14 hours. You know what I mean? So like, you know, you better have. I come with a backpack. I come with something to draw with. I come with some water. I come with some cards. I mean, like people pull up the set with all kind of stuff to keep themselves occupied, my laptop or whatever. But the set, man, and Zane will speak on this. The set was so great. Like everybody on set wanted to be there. The energy on set was great. Like there was never, you never walked around and felt like, oh, they're having a bad day, or they're grumpy. I can't talk to them. Or like it was all love all the time. Even when we were, and you know, me and Zane's crews were opposing each other. And in between takes, you know, during the take, we like talking mess to each other and talking shit and blah, blah, blah. But in between takes, it's all love. We joking, and you know what I mean? It was just a real familial vibe. And I loved coming to set every day that I was called. I really loved coming. And I was always looking forward to what fun we were gonna have, because it was just, the way that Tasha Smith set the tone, first 2 episodes, she brought that life to set, man. And since then, it was just like, we just kind of kept that love, kept that energy, and the passion that 50 Cent brings from set, you know, that he brings from the Zoom table reads. Between each table read we have, he was giving a speech about how much, you know what I'm saying, about how much love he had for the show and how much love he had for the actors and the creators, and it was just contagious. So that just permeated through the whole set.
I agree with you, Myles. I needed that phone charger. Hey, them little fizz energy, the little
energy drinks, yeah.
You need one of those, because you're gonna be on set for at least like 12, 14 hours a day. And so phone charger, water, and you got it, because you got that water to put that fizz in.
Right.
And that's all I really needed. Oh, and that chapstick, dog. You gotta have chapstick. You know about that?
The chapstick was crazy. Hey, some nights was crazy cold, so the hand warmers.
Like, the pocket. Those
pockets was putting some in our feet. You remember? So we did gun training, because we dealt with a lot of guns.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Gun training, and it was so cold when we went to gun training that we had heat packets in our shoes, in my socks, in my drawers. We was trying to stay warm, man. It was crazy.
Everywhere.
Wow. What do you both, you know, love most about this show? And okay, so, and also in your opinion, you know, this show speaks a lot about family over everything, right? So I kind of want to get your takeaway in regards to, you know, that saying family over everything. And also, again, what do you both love most about this show?
I think what I love most about this show was the closeness of the, you talking about as far as the just the show, not the cast, but the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I love about the show was the fact that they do show you the family side. They show you the love that this family had, and it shows you that they didn't come from like a broken family. Most people in these situations that decide to sell drugs or whatever, they say, well, we came from, he didn't have a dad, he didn't have a mom. Like these boys had a dad and had a mom. It's just that they were living in conditions that they were tired of seeing their family live in. You get what I'm saying? So this
Mm-hmm.
show is not only about just, I mean, it's a crime show, but it's also a family drama. It's about love. It's about loyalty. It's about, you know, people helping, two kids helping the community because they were very connected in the community and stuff like that. So I think this show is more than just gangsterness and violence. You know, of course that's part of life, but this show is really about love and unity and brotherhood, you know, and you know, that saying my brother's keeper, like these two guys are really an example of that, you know. And you could probably finish, Myles. I think that's, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean that's real. I mean, I love that they're showing how multifaceted these individuals are, right? And it's not just you can't just pigeonhole them into one type of person, or just
Right.
because they had to do this that that makes them like this. Like no, it shows the humanity of these people, and it shows what drives them. And I think that that's really important when it comes to being able to like make judgments
Mm,
about people, and you know what I'm saying, and really being accurate with how you analyze a person's character. And so I really think that this speaks to that in a great way, and I think it shows the struggle and the conflict between making tough decisions to provide for your family. And you know, most people of color understand what that means and understand what that takes. You know, whether, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in the same guise of, you know, the game, you know what I mean? But there's different ways. Everybody has to grind and make it. So I love that part of it. And then for your other question, my favorite part just about acting, you know, in general, is just the fact that I can just be somebody else and live in a different lifestyle, and speak words that I wouldn't normally speak, and look a way that I wouldn't normally look. Like, how often am I gonna have a Jerry curl in my hair? Not that often. You know what I mean? So it's so much fun to just immerse yourself in the lifestyle of somebody else. It was a great time, and I love the costumes. I love the wardrobe. Everybody
Yes.
looks
I was
great.
there from eight.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I love the costumes too. Each episode is something different, something, you know, something different with the wardrobe. Okay, I'm like, okay, what's next? So I think it's
Right.
very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
and
thought the 80s theme was amazing just to be able to play, like Slick said, to be able to play a period piece. This was my first time ever was able to play a different period or just a different character. Most times when I was acting, I would play like myself, Lil Zane, or you'll play like a role that's similar to you in real life, like a
Yeah.
boyfriend role or something. This role was totally different from any role I had ever booked or ever auditioned for. And I agree with Myles all the way. Just being able to be somebody different when it comes to acting, especially playing a period piece. I think that was like the best thing for me,
Mm.
the funnest thing about it.
that is awesome. And I was also getting ready to say too, I think it's great that, you know, how Lizanne, you did theater, you know, before doing music, you
Yeah.
know, and then also Myles, you have tons of education
Yeah.
in this field. It's like you both are like I said, not new to this. So for someone who wants to jump into acting and be where you both are, what advice can you give?
Don't be afraid to do the work when nobody sees you. You know, I think that the biggest thing is that everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants their value to be noticed. But I've done so many things that nobody will ever see, and I've done so many plays where the only people that saw it were there. You know what I mean? And but without that work, I wouldn't have made it to the point I am now, where people are able to see me and are able to enjoy my work with me. So I would just say, like, don't think that it's just going straight to the popular thing to do or straight to the exciting thing to do. Like, you got to do some of the dirty work first. You got to do some of the work in the shadows so that you can come to the light and be ready for what the light has for you. So I would just say, like, you know, put in the work, get to know yourself, and don't be afraid to fail, because when you fail, that's when you learn the most things about yourself.
Man, and I would second that because I feel like I told you earlier, I think I booked this role. I'm really thinking 90% of the reason why I booked this role was because of how I treated that one line I had in Love Kills when I did that movie with Tasha, because even though it was one line, I really, really, really knew this was an opportunity for me to show, like, whoever's watching, somebody's gonna be watching this, and you got to do it like the world's watching when no one's watching.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think that's what I meant. Like, do it like the world's watching. And I tell people that all the time. I make it look so easy when I do is because I do all the hard work when nobody's watching.
Absolutely.
Like, you work out, Myles. When you do fitness, you work out. You go to the gym. I ain't turning the camera on every time I go. I'm not telling somebody every time I go to the gym, but them 6 months later, them 3 months later, you're gonna see them results if I've been, and you gonna tell me I've been going to the gym.
Yeah.
So my is, like he said, do the work when nobody's watching, and no matter how big or small the part, do it to the fullest. Do it like it's your last thing you about to do. You know, I did go into it like I wasn't gonna book it. I wouldn't suggest anybody going into it audition like they're not gonna book it. I did make a mistake of going into it like I wasn't gonna book it, but that was kind of my way as an actor. Maybe you could relate to this, Myles, as a way to just don't get so caught up in it. If I don't book, don't be devastated. Because a lot of artists, actors, we get devastated. You got that one thing you want, and you know it's a life changer, and then you get it, and it's like, whoa, like I gotta start all over. Because in your mind, you gas yourself up before till you get that call that you didn't get it. In your mind, you got it.
It's yours. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I've been let down so many times like that, or I'll not really let down because I'm still here, but I've almost letting myself get distracted and sidetracked by the failures, because you're gonna see so many failures, so many no's to get 1 year. So don't let the no's distract you. Don't let the no's discourage you from going to do what you want to do in life, because you know, you never know what's out there. It takes one yes to change your whole world. So, you know, the most part about it, just giving it your all, even if it's one line, one word, even if you're a background extra, you don't have any words, do it to the fullest.
For real.
How your boy said it? Was it Dave Chappelle when he said no? Was it Chris Tucker when he said Chris Rock when he said play the tambourine? The tambourine, you saw the tambourine special, Myles, and he said, you know, nobody wants to play the tambourine in a band. It's so boring. But when you're playing that tambourine, play it like
you gotta play that thing. For real.
You know?
Yeah.
I look at little parts like that. Like, no matter how little or small the part is, just do it like it's your last thing and give it your all, because you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'll add one last thing. My stack of no's is huge. My stack of yeses is like that big. My no's are like that. My yeses are like that. You know what I mean? Before BMF, I hadn't acted on TV for a year and 9 months. And you know, and that was rough. That was rough. But you know, just like that,
you want to talk about your time off,
bro? But you know what I'm saying? Look. But you know, look, that was me coming from acting every day. I had been acting every day for like 6 years straight. You know, summer plays, play after play after play after play, summer after summer after summer, just in theater, in acting. And then when I got to doing television, it was like 9 months between a part, a year and a half between a part, 8 months, 2 years in between a part. And, you know, it's like you kind of go through withdrawal and you start questioning yourself if you're really able to do it. You start questioning your own value. So I would just like tell people, just determine your own value. Understand that achievements and accomplishments do not determine your value.
Awesome. I really love how you both put that. And I appreciate, you know, your time. I really appreciate it. I love your BMF shirt you're wearing, by the way.
That's what I was telling. That's the thing.
I was a little jealous this morning. I admit.
I was. I am.
Thank you.
I wish you both so much success. I'm going to be tuned in. And I'm so excited, for the next season. It's picked up for another season. So it's going to be really awesome.
Yeah.
So congrats again to you both. Thank you so much again for your time. And I wish you all so much success.
Thank you for having us.